You know, one of my favorite videos to watch on YouTube is actually toolbox tours. I like to see what other people have in their boxes. Gives me ideas on what additions I could add to mine and different tools that I've never seen that can make jobs easier. So today is going to be a toolbox tour. I haven't done one in a while, and here we go. Alright, here we go. So in the top of the toolbox, nothing much has really changed. I keep all my sockets. Behind the sockets, I have a breaker bar as well as a torque wrench. Carry a torpedo level, little notepad, and I also keep my Makita impact driver charger for my lithium-ion batteries. We'll go down the left side first. So in the top drawer, socket wrenches, different adapters. I have these handled, I think these are 1/4-inch drive, screwdriver socket things, whatever you want to call them. Spark plug wrenches, all types of knuckles and adapters and reducers. This drawer is kind of like a fine screwdriver drawer. Just got this on Amazon a couple days ago. This is like micro screwdrivers for all small electronics. I have this box, which this has all type of specialized bits and drivers, security bits, something really handy to have. On the left here, I have some picks, some mechanics picks as well as some dental picks, which those always come in handy. A variety of tweezers and pinchers in case you drop something down in a cavity and you can't pull it out. This is my layout and measurement drawer, so all types of measuring devices. I have a chalk line in there, caliper, angles, framing squares, tape measures. This is half of my wrenches and hand tools. So I have a lot of these small handled tools here, long needle nose pliers, a couple tin snips, some scrapers. The beloved wrench drawer. I'd really like to get a lot more of the self-ratcheting wrenches, you know, something along those lines, but they're pretty expensive and these work fine. This is one of my PPE drawers. I keep a lot of safety glasses in here. These are without a doubt my favorite glasses. These are 3M safety glasses, but they also have a kind of like a foam gasket, and these really do an excellent job at keeping little particles out of your eyes, because with the regular set of safety glasses, oftentimes it doesn't seal your face well, so little particles will have a tendency to go in between there and still get in your eyes, but these 3M foam gasket glasses definitely do a better job at protecting your eyes. Another little bit of a PPE drawer. I have old pair of ski goggles that I use as kind of, last time I used those was when I had my paint gun out that I hook up to my air compressor, because that like really seals up against your face nice and really protects your eyes from any fumes or anything. A set of headphones. Keep a respirator down here with spare respirator filters, very important to have. In the bottom drawer, I have a heat gun, which I just got this not too long ago, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's really cheap. It was only like 20 bucks. Comes with a bunch of different heads too for directing the heat how you want it. This should be a bearing seal driver kit. Yep. So the purpose of those is when you're putting in a seal or something, those little aluminum circles kind of when you tap on it with a hammer, it'll drive the seal in evenly. Top right here, I keep drill bits. These are wood bits, metal bits. These are various drivers for my screw gun. I keep my crappy drill bits here. I have some cheap, whatever you call these, step bits. Yeah, I guess you could call them like a step bit set. A couple of wood bits. And up here I keep some black Sharpies. I keep some soapstone. One back in there. Soapstone is used for drawing on steel. Kind of like chalk. Doesn't wear down that quick. Couple pencils. This is my more expansive screwdriver drawer, so these are kind of like normal size drivers. Keep the nicer screwdrivers up front here, and then the crappy older ones in the back there. Extensions, some other various tips or bits, whatever you want to call them. Let's see what I have in here. This is kind of miscellaneous. I have some chisels, I have a riveting gun, and this is also kind of like the cutting department, so razor knife, bunch of extra razor blades, some scissors that I picked up, X-Acto knife. This is the second half of my wrench drawer, so these are actually on the same level. So, you know, just various hand... Did I say wrench drawer? This isn't a wrench drawer. This is like a hand tool drawer. So various snips, pliers, channel locks. Got some heavy duty monkey wrenches, snap ring pliers, various vice grip jaws, or vice grip tools, whatever you want to call these. These are very handy to have. A couple different sizes, and adjustable wrenches. I love this drawer. This is my electrical drawer, so anytime I'm doing any type of automotive wiring or something along those lines, go right to this drawer. Soldering iron, various connectors, heat shrink tubing, and the most common connectors I use, I keep a lot of these. I don't know what the proper term for these connectors are, but like these battery terminal connectors, use those very often. Various colors of electrical tape, of course some solder, a pair of strippers, and alligator clamp wire. And I keep all my automotive wiring down there actually, so this is just kind of like the tool aspect of that, and the connectors. So this is my automotive drawer. Keep various engine oil filters, or removal tools actually in here, but you never know which one you'll need. There's a chain locking one, vice grip style, really like that. This is for removing my fuel filter. Various pry bars, as well as a gasket scraping tool, which I've used quite a few times. Another pry bar in the back. This is where I keep my Makita impact driver and drill. Something that I've done with my kit that I can't say I've seen anybody else do is I've actually drilled a hole on the the drill side, and I keep my main set of bits down in here. So if I ever need to take this kit and go somewhere, those bits just stay right there, and they're nice and snug in there, and then I just take them right out whenever I need them. Also in this kit, I keep a variety of small nuts and bolts and self-tapping screws, because whenever I take that kit, you never know when you're going to need a self-tapping screw or something like that. So it's just a good idea to keep that in there. And I have nothing in this drawer right now. So something that's a little bit different, last time I did a tour of this toolbox, I wasn't really utilizing this toolbox so much, but that has since changed. So let's see what I got in here. Alright, in the top here I have good files. I keep crappy files in another toolbox over there, which is kind of like miscellaneous crappy tools. But a lot of these are real nice Nicholson files that I've collected throughout the years. A couple brand new Farrier rasps, red tang, which they're like 25 bucks a pop, pretty expensive. This is a file brush. You can buy this file brush material on eBay. I bought it in a roll and just made my own out of a piece of wood. A couple wire brushes, a honing stone. I have my good honing stone attached to a piece of plywood so it's secure. This is buffing compound, a couple chainsaw files, and a couple wood files in there as well. Okay, what do I have in here? This is a lot of attachments for 4.5-inch angle grinders, which I keep handy up here. So these are flap discs, cutting discs. I have these thick grinding discs, different grit flap discs, extra handle. This is for my bench grinder, as well as a buffing wheel for the bench grinder. This is a grinding wheel. These are the tools that you put on the angle grinder to unlock the attachments that you have on it. A couple wire wheels. I also keep welding accessories in here, so a steel thickness gauge. I have a 210 MVP welder, so I keep the 110 plug in there, various tips. These are tip cleaning files. So if you have a MIG tip get gummed up, You go in and out of that tip a couple times, and generally you can get a couple more uses out of the tip if you keep it filed down well. Extra striker for my oxyacetylene torch, extra batteries for the welding helmet, and I also keep wood wedges in here, and these are for when I'm refitting handles on any kind of tool, whether it be an axe or a hammer. And then these are the wedges that go on top of the wooden wedges and really lock the handle in there. Got some circular ones as well as some triangular ones. More welding accessories. This should be 60, I think that's 6018. 7014, I have some, I think these are cast iron rods. Yeah, these are cast iron rods, which I've never played around with. This is, what is this? Should be flux corded wire. Flux corded wire, I have more flux core wire. I have the welder hooked up to solid core wire, so when I switch out the two spools, then I'll just swap the one I'm not using and keep it in this box right here so moisture doesn't really get to it. Down here is where I'm going to start keeping kits. So I have a grommet kit, hose clamp kit, O-ring kit down there. These two boxes are empty. Various screws. This is, I think this is galvanized steel wire. So like a mechanic's wire, and this stuff comes in handy all the time. Down the bottom here, have a little bit of first aid stuff, extra shoelaces. This is more of that file brush material. Some old green lights from back when I did EMS. A couple extra things as shop towels or shop rags, first aid kit, and that is pretty much it. There's not really anything in this toolbox up here right now. Of course, that very well may change in the future. Just some crappy sockets if I ever decide to throw a tool kit together. And I also keep this bolt bin right here, and this thing is amazing because you never know when you're going to need a quick bolt, screws. I might as well go through this whole thing. These are various nails and odds and ends, pins, some kind of crummy O-rings in the back there. Kind of like heavy-dutier bolts and nuts and washers. Hinges, some more miscellaneous hardware. This is my pneumatic section, so it's a pressure regulator and all types of various fittings. Springs. It's like you never know when this is going to come in handy. These are kind of like clamps, so if you got something and you want to put it against a wall or something, or run a piece of automotive wiring, I wouldn't use that plastic for much, but just kind of keep wire or hose kind of clamped against something. Some old valve stems, just rubber pieces. Not really sure what these little caps are. Miscellaneous hardware. This is a carburetor to a Craftsman lawnmower. Should be a piece of fuel supply line in there. That is spark plug. Small engine stuff, basically. I think this is called a turnbuckle for like steel wire or something. A couple clamps, zip ties. Never have enough zip ties. Miscellaneous auto fuses, which these were in here when I bought this thing. I don't know if they're worth much or if they're so good, but you know, if you got a crappy project, you want to throw a fuse in there and there's a good chance it's going to blow, just grab one of them. I have a breaker in here for some reason. Probably should throw that out. Miscellaneous electrical components. Have some automotive light bulbs. There's an old voltage tester in there. A couple twist caps. Nothing too crazy. What is this? Replacement HID headlights. This is where I keep some small rivets and buttons as well. Which a project I did a while back is I actually made these axe sheaths out of old fire hose. See if I can pull this out of here. Well, I can't pull it out of there with one hand, but I just punched a button on there, and these are where the rivets ended up, and just really handy to have. So many things you can do with these rivets. Nothing there. When I got this thing, it had a bunch of automotive parts, so these are various clips and body panel pieces or interior plastic pieces, so those come in handy definitely once in a blue moon. And this is more automotive stuff that is just sitting here for right now. These are like automotive fine machine bolts and, you know, the backing clips and whatnot. I'm not sure if I'm ever really going to use anything in that drawer. This may be emptied out in the future if I need the space, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I will say I really like how I have my shop set up. I have all my toolboxes right behind me, welding equipment, and then I have the welding and layout table right there, so everything's within reach, and whenever you need something, it's just right there. And it's really easy to clean this stuff up too when I'm finished working on a big project. So I really like that about my shop. I will say I think I've become a bit of a tool addict. There's just something about tools, like I want to get more and more and more, but then it's like I watch my bank account and I'm like, whoa, you got to control your spending there. So that's all I have for today. This concludes the 2017 Toolbox Tour, and we'll probably do another tour in about a year and see if anything's changed. If you guys have seen any new or innovative tools that you think may benefit me, or you just see something out of the ordinary that seems like a really useful tool, feel free to let me know about it in the comments section below, and there's a good chance I'd definitely add it to my tool collection. So thanks for watching.